Quick video on how I set up the steering rack to work in a 124. This rack is out of a 210, I think it was an E430. You're going to need a 210 steering rack for the 124. I would assume the 201 is probably about the same, pretty much the same setup, just dimensionally a little bit smaller. Might even be a little bit tighter on the 201. But you're going to want the mounts in the front of the steering rack to mount to however you configure it for the mount to the cross member. A 211 steering rack mounts in front of the cross member, so these mounts are going to be in the back. That's not what you want. You want a 210. So a 210 I think also is going to be a lot easier if you're doing a 112 or 113 swap, because you'll be able to run a standard line. So that's what I have as a standard line. It's going to be able to bolt up to everything. It doesn't look like it's going to be in the way. It's going to fit really nice and look like it's supposed to without me having to fab up a line. But basically what I did, when you put this rack in the car, it is way too wide. So the tie rod ends probably extend 4 inches beyond the steering knuckle on each side. So you're going to have a way to shorten the reach of the steering rack to have it fit the standard front steering knuckle. What I did was I took the standard 124 tie rod end, and you're going to want to use the inside portion. So that would be the ends that connect to the pitman arm and the idler arm, because they are threaded all the way to the end. And it works out really nice, and they're standard right-hand threads, whereas the outside are left-hand threads. So I would say you're going to want this thing in the car, and because once you cut, you cut. So you don't want to have it too short, or you're going to be doing this all over again. So I tried to get it really close, alignment-wise, and then make the cut, and that's going to allow me to essentially, ideally I want this threaded all the way in, and then to have adjustability out here. But I mean, realistically, you could probably adjust this out a third, and then the other one, maintain at least 2/3 of the threads. It's going to give you an inch or two, probably an inch and a half of adjustability. And if you made your cut right and you measured and you were patient, then it's going to give you plenty of adjustment. And anybody that's done alignments on these, once you start messing with the eccentrics for the caster and camber, you're going to burn up threads real quick. So you might want to either keep the control arm adjustments where they are, or have an idea of where they're going to be. I think I'm going to try to run these all the way in, just because I'm running a little bit wider 8-inch wheel up front, and I think it might help with fender clearance if I run the eccentrics all the way in. So that was kind of my thought when I set this up and made these cuts. So that's how I did it. It looks like it's going to go in really easy. With this thing out, I wanted to do a quick video. I've had people ask me questions. It's a lot easier for me to just show somebody with it here on the rack than try to explain it on a forum or something. So what I'll do is, when I get ready to put this in, as I go, I'm going through the process of getting everything kind of finalized to get the engine in. So all this steering stuff needs to be painted and cleaned and everything for final install before I put the engine in. So as I go through getting these things done, once I get back to the car, I'll show how I mounted it, and what I had to do with the steering shaft to get it to work and connect to the steering rack and everything. So should be some more videos soon. Thanks.